but it's annoying. Like, we're like way too polite. Like, I caught myself driving down the highway and some guy cut me off and I went to honk at him and then I stopped myself from honking. I was like, is that really how we are in Canada? Like, we actually just don't honk? It gets really annoying. So it's a good and a bad thing.
What's one place in Canada that everyone should visit before they die?
You gotta go to Vancouver, Victoria Island, and just like, you can like rent a boat for like $45 if you have a license and just go on the water, and it's stunning, dude. You can't really see anywhere like that.
Who's the better hockey player, you or Bieber?
Definitely Bieber. I played for a couple years and I've seen videos of him playing on the ice and I would not get on the ice with him. He would skate circles around me for sure. I was really worried. I came in already, my face was already red. I already felt like I ate 10 wings.
What's guitar store etiquette to you? Like, in other words, how loud and for how long can I riff Sweet Child of Mine before I have to buy something?
I really don't. I hate people who do that stuff, dude. Do not go play Sweet Child of Mine for like 30 minutes. Otherwise, everyone in the store is gonna hate you. You just see the staff walking around like they want to kill themselves. It's the worst vibe.
And then what about too, because sometimes you'll go into a guitar store and even a guy like you might run into a curmudgeonly employee who you have to like prove your credit to. Do you ever find yourself in that situation?
Oh, they just don't even want to mess with you. You're like, hey, can I, like, the expensive guitar over there that's locked up, can I get that down? And they look at you like, you can't pay for that.
What's the holy grail? What's the one that's most special to you?
I got a guitar from John Mayer. I think it was like about a year ago. And I just kind of was getting to know him, texting about guitars, asking kind of like what electric I should start playing. And he's like, what hotel you staying at? I said, wherever I was staying. I almost just told people where I stayed. And then I kind of got back to the hotel that night and I went to the front desk and said, hey, is something here for me? And there was a John Mayer like signed signature Strat there for me. And it was like the coolest thing ever. I freaked out. The hot one sauce. You've got wing eating down, eh?
I'm actually probably a little disgusting with it because I have to talk. So I feel like I have to
eat it
get
fast.
it in, chew it up, swallow it down, and then get the question out.
I actually thought about this and I was like, man, I hope I don't look like a savage eating the wings, but I was like, I think there's only one way to eat them.
Like a savage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So asking a singer-songwriter to break down their hits, that would be like asking Da Vinci to explain the Mona Lisa. So don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you to give up the Shawn Mendes special sauce. But I know that there is something that takes just an album cut and turns it into a stadium anthem.
It's funny, as a songwriter, you always take your song and then you go play it for the best producer or the best songwriter and ask for their opinion. And then it's usually like, you know, whether if it's good, they'll be like, oh, that's pretty good. But you never are getting like, dude, that's the best song I've ever heard, because they're also making like really awesome songs. Like the best thing I could probably do is just like pull a random person off the street and be like, hey, do you like this or not?
Well, that's what I was wondering, you know, like, how do you know? Like, what sorts of things are you looking for when you're gauging the likelihood that 50,000 people are gonna sing this song back to you someday?
There's an immediateness to hits, I think. Like the second you hear the first guitar thing, this is starting to feel a little hot. The second you hear the first guitar thing, or like the second you hear the first verse line or something, you kind of see it in the room. I woke up in the morning with that dum, 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 in my head, and I was like, this is a thing. Like, I know something about this, there's something about this. And the second I had this like little like ukulele type guitar, I played it in the room, and the second I heard it, I was like, okay, this is it. Like I could feel it with that one. The next day I went to the studio and boom. The hamajang. Didn't you tell me these were like kind of safe? This sounded got really spicy, man. Messes with your mind a little bit. Mm-hmm. You never have to think this hard when you're eating spicy wings.
All right, Shawn, so we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Gram, where we do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram, pull interesting pictures that need more context. So I'll bust out the laptop, I'll show you the picture, and then you just tell me the bigger story. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's starting to get really spicy now.
It's going down.
It took us so long to figure out a time to do this interview because I had to not sing the next day. I couldn't sing after this, or even I could barely talk after this.
You could, Shawn.
I could.
You could,
Thank
Shawn.
you.